Hello everybody and welcome back to another The Making of video. There's going to be a couple updates. I'm going to cover those real fast before I go on to the video. And some of those updates will be that I am going to be doing some character sheet speed paints in the middle of the month. And those will be specified towards that character alone. So I won't be elaborating more on the characters in the artwork in the making of videos anymore. I will just be talking about the characters in character sheets, and it may not even be the same character in the same month as the speed paints come out. For instance, I've got a Cupid character sheet that's going to be coming out this month, in the middle of the month, as well as the rest of the speed paint at the end. This speed paint at the end of the month. The other thing is that I had been thinking really hard on this, and I realized that I have gone very far away from the original reason for the making of videos, and I turned them into where I talk about what's been going on lately instead of what is happening in the illustration itself, and that doesn't make it a making of video. But I just wanted to hit those two topics really fast before the video, before I talked about what's going on here. So this illustration is me in my best way trying to copy the library from another game that I played. It's a mobile game that I played before. It is called The Arcana, and in all honesty, I actually was very embarrassed to even do a speed paint on this, but I really enjoyed how I did this and how much work I put into this illustration and so on. But this is from the game The Arcana, the library. The Arcana, you play as a character, or you play as yourself or a character you made, just like I did. And it's one of those dating MMO type games. I don't even know if I'm using MMO correctly, but it's one of those games where it's a love story type thing. And I am not romantic at all, so I just really was into this game because of the art and the story, because it has a very good story, I believe. But anyways, with this illustration, I was trying to give my character Monarch the kind of like a backstory, because in the game itself you don't really play from the beginning, which is your backstory. You play from basically the middle of your life kind of deal, and there's things that are mentioned from the beginning of your life, like from your earlier life, but not a whole lot is mentioned, as it lets you kind of describe your character and everything. Now, with this character, I really steered away from the path of the original backstory given to you. I tried my best to stick to it as well, but you know, so this character has some, whenever I do a character sheet thing, you'll notice that there are some odds and ends in that background story of his. But this is meant to be in the past, before the character comes into the story itself in the game. So I did my best in this background to try and mimic the actual library in the game itself. Oh, I just bopped my mic. And I think I did a pretty good job. I did not go ham and exactly mimic it. I did not have the energy to do that. I know I could have just copied I could have just stolen the image and put it in the background, but I was really proud of myself for this, actually. So, you know, it's just, I put a lot of hard work and details in this project. I don't know if really it shows the amount of work I actually put into it, because I kind of think that before this speed paint, I actually deleted some footage. I think that I did, because this was a year-long project. I started this back in the summer of 2020 during not the very beginning, but in the beginning of COVID, and I lost motivation to continue to do this, and this was a huge file. I'm talking, this is a 50-inch piece, okay? And so this file is gigantic, and it's mostly just gigantic because of all the little details that are inside of this file. So this project was put on hold for almost a year, and I didn't get back to it until May of this year of 2021. You know, I think I spent all of June, July, and I think maybe part of August of 2020 doing this project, and then I was like, oh man, I'm kind of tired of this. I'm exhausted, I'm burnt out, and I had to move on and go to other projects. I'm really proud of myself for like going back on this, and that's something that I don't think a lot of people do when they're in art. Like when they face burnout, they either will drive themselves further and further and further into doing the piece instead of like just, I don't know, like taking a break. Because then if you don't take that break, you kind of start to hate it, like really start to hate it. But there is a lot going on, it felt like, in this piece. I didn't add as much detail as I probably could have or should have, but I definitely don't feel like I needed to, because there was so much in this illustration that it just, I think it's captivating, to be fair. I remember actually while I was showing this piece to my boyfriend, he looked at the stained glass window and then looked at me and he's like, that's not right. And he's right, that is not correct. But that's what it was in the fucking illustration. It's very, I think it's beautiful either way. It's very eye-catching. But it's not functional at all. That would be something I would change, to be fair, is I would put the stained glass windows, like 2 of them on either side of the fireplace. But, like I said, I was copying this library off from the official library from the Arcana, or Arcana, however you want to pronounce Arcana. I'm trying to think of what else I could say about this piece, because there's a lot of shadowing that I put into this, and really, I think I got lazy in it, where I was just like, I don't really want to go and do line after line after line after line, but I still wanted it to look good, so I kind of cheatsy-doodled around in this. While I'm like thinking about it, I want to ask, like, if any of you guys are watching these videos, if you guys are still watching this video, what kind of videos would you like to see come to my channel? I do stream on Twitch every now and again. I have fallen out of, I've fallen out of a habit of doing it. My life's become so busy, but, so I post gaming content on my VODs channel, and I will boop a VODs thing right there at the 8:12 minute. I'm time stamping for myself. Haha. Oh man, so here's Manak. This is the character. I think I messed up Manak while I was doing this a little bit, but at the same time I don't think I care. I was so pleased with how I was able to draw him, because I've only ever drawn him in, well, I did line art for one pose, but I've only ever drawn him standing, not necessarily posed or anything, just kind of give myself a little bit of a reference, a rough reference. But I also had him in my sketchbook, and I cannot remember if I went off of what was in my sketchbook or what was on my computer, because I drew him on my computer as well. I'm just trying to think on that, to be fair. But anyway, so Manak has long hair. Uh-oh. I told myself I wasn't going to talk about the character himself, but Manak has long hair, and he is a dude. He is disabled. I will not talk about what happened to him, because in the image you can kind of see, I want to specify this specifically because I don't want people to be like, you forgot his hand. No, he doesn't have that hand. You see that little nub? That wasn't me just forgetting to draw his hand. He literally does not have a hand. So in another video I'll be more specific on him, but I don't think I've ever colored Manak, to be fair. I knew, because I wrote him I wrote a little background story for him. Like, I actually was writing it in depth like a book, you know. I remember I wrote that he had golden eyes and lavender hair, but I didn't write much else. I wanted to go about Monarch and try to kind of like give him this easier access, because he has only one hand, so give him an easier way to be able to dress himself and be like more independent, because this probably sounds really shitty because I'm not disabled and I don't know what it's like to be disabled where you don't have a hand and how difficult it is to do things. I imagine that it is a little bit more tedious than it is to have both your hands. I actually had a cast a long time ago. Like, I broke my wrist and snapped my forearm in half, and that was very tedious. It was a struggle to get clothes on and off because my clothes were meant for me with two hands, and I knew how to do it with two hands. I didn't adapt with only one. But yeah, no, I never colored him before, in all honesty, so I was trying to figure out what colors would look great on him. But I think I am almost out of time, so I hope you guys have a wonderful time, wonderful week, wonderful day, wonderful month, wonderful year. Stay healthy and stay safe out there. COVID still exists, so be cautious. And if you guys like this video, don't forget to leave a like to show me that you enjoy it, and share with your friends in case they're into this sort of stuff too. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.